Hey everyone, it's Brett Duncan at the home office. It is Tuesday afternoon, August 4th. I wanted to reach out to you and just kind of answer some of the FAQs that we're getting. You know, anytime you launch something new, you're going to get tons of questions. And so we want to try to communicate with you as quickly as we possibly can. And y'all brought up some great questions. But first, let me say what an awesome weekend we had with our devoted debut. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. And I think how this was launched, how well it went is really amazing. And we are seeing it in the results. Tons of orders, tons of new affiliates joining. It's extremely exciting. And so I hope you are experiencing that yourself and continue to do that. I know many of you are sitting there waiting saying, I got to get my hands on these products. So let's dive in to some questions. We're not going to cover every question we're getting here. We'll reach back out again with one of these in the brief on Thursday, most likely. If not then we'll have a separate email on Friday. But be looking for just some ongoing communication related to questions that we are hearing the most in customer service from you. Let's talk first and foremost about social media posts, because we get lots of questions on, hey, what can I do with all these new brands? And so let me just remind you, the first thing you ought to do is watch the How to Talk About Other Brands training that we did at the Devoted debut. That's what Melissa and I walked through. Is about, I don't know, 8 to 10 questions that had to do with how we can share these other brands. The main thing to keep in mind is that these brands do not belong to us, right? Just because we offer them in the marketplace doesn't mean we get to do anything and everything we want to do with those brands, okay? So we need to be good stewards of that. And so it's really important that we do that. So as a rule of thumb, anything that's available in your media gallery, as long as you don't edit it, you can use it. That's a safe place. And we are adding stuff in there almost daily, okay? So just know that. Any picture that's on the devoted.com website, as long as you don't edit that, that is great. You can use it. I'm actually going to show you one little caveat to that we're okay with, but overall, if it's on the Devoted website and you don't do anything to edit it, you can use it. You want to take a picture of the products yourself, or maybe a selfie with the products. Again, as long as there's nothing in that picture that's misleading or inaccurate or inappropriate, you know, you're good with that. The key, and this is what we're getting from most people who are submitting graphics, which I love that you submit these for approval. I really want to thank you for that. But the key is when you're using other brands other than Premier Designs, then you shouldn't be creating your own graphics. Okay, and what I mean by graphics, I'm not talking about posting images, but if you are taking it and putting it in Piccollage or Canva or something like that, or adding text to it, or making your own graphic, or merging together different images and things like that. For right now, that is something we don't want to do, because again, we're trying to be very, very conscious and very respectful of boundaries. Over time, we might find some things that we're allowed to do, but it's very important for all of us, both the home office and you as affiliates, to help us with this, because the last thing we want is for one of these great and awesome brands that we share to say, hey, we can't be in your marketplace because we can't trust your people to respect our brand the way it needs to be respected. Okay, so that's why this is important, and that's why I want to walk through it with you. So let's take a look at some things, some examples that would be approved. Okay, so this one is approved, and this is one, it's approved because I just pulled the image directly from the product detail page on devoted.com. So that is the soapbox hand lotion. I just saved that image. I didn't do anything to it. I didn't add any verbiage over it. It is exactly what it looks like on the website. So I am good to use it. Okay, so that's approved. Let's look at another one. So here's one. Here's an image that is provided in the media gallery. Okay, so this is what I would call, when I talk about graphics, this is a graphic, right? That has that photo, but it's also got some background and some verbiage on it and things like that. It looks really, really good. If it's in the media gallery, then you can use it. So this would be approved because I didn't do anything else to it. I took it the way that it is, and I pushed it out there. So that is great. Okay, here's one that I pulled from the website. If you go to the soapbox page, so we have the brand pages that kind of tells you about that, and we have a header image at the top. And I actually, on that one, I cropped the header image. It was about twice as wide. I cropped it. That's all I did to it, just to show this image. Okay, This type of editing on this image in this situation is okay. Now, if I did any other editing, if I added a filter or changed colors or added any text or anything like that, it would not be approved. But we know sometimes you might see a graphic in an image, but the size or the aspect ratio of that is not conducive to how you're wanting to use it. So in this instance, that is okay. Hopefully that makes sense. So that was approved there. And then here's one. I actually took this picture from my sink at my house. Okay, so I took the picture and added the caption. Again, this is approved because there's nothing in the photo that's inaccurate, inappropriate, or misleading. I didn't add any type of other graphics to it or text. So again, that's okay. And another one you could have is if you were holding it and your face was there or something like that, if you took a selfie with it, you know, that would be fine. The other thing that's fine for you to do too, by the way, is if you want to tag some of these brands, they would love the shout out. It makes for a great partnership. So that's all okay. Now let's take a look at some that are not approved. Okay, these are ones that we made. They kind of resemble some things that are being submitted to us. And so let me just walk through why these would not be approved. First off, this is a created graphic using other brands. So in other words, if you create a graphic on your own, even though you're using images that come from the website, you're putting these together, so that wouldn't be approved. In addition, you're also showing brands, multiple brands together in one image. And again, if it's not something that's available in that way in the media gallery, then it's not something that you can create on your own. And then on top of it, this goes back to our brand guidelines. You'll see kind of where the logo is. And we have some clear direction within the brand guidelines on the spacing that you need to make sure is in place when using the logo. And the reason we want that spacing in there is because we don't ever want to confuse, be it an image, or sometimes people will put like words and it might even like overlay on the devoted logo. And we just don't want that to be confused or confusing with the brand itself. And again, we're launching this new brand, so we're being very, very careful in how it gets launched. We want to be good stewards of that because it impacts all of us. All right, so hopefully that one makes sense there. Let's look at this example. So this is taking an image from the media gallery, okay, the Elegant Tees image that you see there. Excuse me there. So that was a good start, okay, but what this person did is they started then taking that almost like their canvas and started adding stuff to it. So they started adding jewelry to it and adding the message me for details. And so that's a good example of what we're not going to allow right now. Now, I know many of you are like, oh, it would be great to show this jewelry matching up, and we get that, and we will try to provide some of those graphics as well. So it's great getting your ideas on that. But for right now, we need to make sure that we're abiding by these rules. So again, it's an original graphic that was created by an affiliate, and it's showing other brands other than Premier. When that happens, you can pretty much know, hey, it's not going to be allowed right now. If it's an original graphic, what I mean by original graphic is you create it. It's not something you're getting from the website or the media gallery. And it's showing two or more brands together. That right now is not something that we're allowing. And then if you make edits to an otherwise approved graphic from the media gallery, that's not allowed. You need to use them in the form that they are provided to you in. I know it's a lot, but trust me, you'll get used to it as you kind of look through this. It'll start making sense to you as we go through it. Let's take a look at another one. So this is one that on the surface, I can definitely see where you might think, hey, this should be okay. So this person created a collage. So it's really one single image, but it includes 9 different images made into one. So again, I love that they pulled images from the media gallery to use. However, this would still be an quote unquote original graphic created by an affiliate, even collages. Now, let me just distinguish for a second. I know sometimes like on Facebook, when you post multiple images in a post, let's say you've added 5 images that as people are scrolling through, sometimes it looks like this. That's okay, but because there's nothing really you can do about that, but what we're saying is you don't create the collage yourself, okay? So just some quick reminders, and again, we'll continue to show you examples as they come in. But if it's on devoted.com, you can use it as is. If it's in the media gallery, you can use it as is. Cropping of approved images is okay. Now, in most cases, you won't want to do that. Okay, they're going to be fine as they are. But if cropping of an approved image is okay, as long as you don't crop out important information. Okay. Any other editing of approved graphics is not allowed, okay? So keep that in mind. If you still want to create something, that is totally fine, but it must be submitted to marketingservices@premierdesigns.com, and you must receive approval before you use it. So what is not allowed is for you to start using something while you also submitted it to marketing services. That won't be allowed. And I got to tell you, again, y'all are responding great to this, and we know you're learning as you go, so we're helping you with that. But this is really serious, okay? As we work with all these brands, so just know if we start to see what I would call a repeat offender, if you are doing it over and over again, especially after you've been told what and what not to do, then it could actually lead to having your account suspended. Now, that's not something we want to do, but if it gets to that point, that's something we'll have to do just to protect this opportunity for everyone. Okay, so it is serious, and I want to make sure that you understand that. So y'all have been great about doing it and sending it in, and I know this is different. The good news is, remember, if it's the Premier Designs imagery, if those are the only products they're showing, you can still do what you used to do with those. But with the other brands, we have to take some extra steps. Okay, let's talk about another popular topic, and that is monthly CV requirements. Now, if you've been with us a while as a jeweler in Premier Designs, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're new to the business, you don't know what I'm talking about here. So some of what I'm talking about won't make sense, but what I'm getting to will still be important for you, okay? So let's first talk about the basics here, because we've got some new kind of names for things. But personal commissions, if you ever hear us talk about personal commissions, well, that personal commissions are what you earn on your personal volume. What you probably might have referred to that before might be retail profits or your personal retail, but for lack of a better term, if I sell you a Devoted product, I'm an affiliate and you're a customer and you buy $100 worth, then I would make the 25% commissions on that. I would make the $25. Those would be my personal commissions, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Team commissions are what you earn on team volume, right? That should make sense. In our previous plan, this might be what we called our 10-10-10. In our current plan, this would be the 7.5% and the 5% that you earn on your 2 levels. This comes from your team of affiliates that you sponsor and help bring into the business. So team commissions are what you earn on your team volume. Now then, there is no prerequisite to earn your personal commissions other than just being an active affiliate in good standing. Okay, so as long as you are enrolled and you have an active affiliate account, you're going to make your personal commissions. Nothing else you need to do there, okay? But there is a prerequisite to earn your team commissions. I want to break that down for you, okay? But first, let's kind of look back at how it used to work with Premier Designs, just kind of set the stage. So with Premier Designs, you earned your team commissions, or what then we called your 10-10-10, each month by submitting at least $300 in CV, okay? 300 in what we called CV, your commissionable value, all right? So that's what you used to have to do, okay? Generally speaking, CV was 50% off of retail or your cost, okay? So if you do that, 300 in CV was actually more like $600 in retail, okay? So that's how it used to work. Now then, I bring that up so that we kind of, things have changed just a little bit with Devoted and how we talk about things. In Devoted, the way it will work on an ongoing basis is you must be recognized at the 1-star level or higher to receive your team commissions. Now hold with me. You must be recognized at the 1-star level or higher to receive your team commissions after your first 12 months as an affiliate, okay? For your first 12 months as an affiliate, there is no requirement for receiving your team commissions. So think about this for just a second, okay? Before, if you were to look, and let me just go back on how it worked before, if you were to look at that 600 in retail, Okay, so that might be my new volume, right? As I look at that. So 600 in retail times 12, that's $7,200 in retail for the year. Okay, just in comparison, if we're trying to compare apples to apples there, that's what that would have looked like. Uh, However, with devoted, that 1-star level is only 2,000. Okay, so keep that in mind as we look at that. It is a much lower threshold than what was in place before with Premier Designs. Okay, it's also not a monthly requirement. Okay, once you are recognized at 1 star, for example, and again, if you go back to the STAR program and understand how that works, if I hit 1 star this year, that means for the rest of this year and all of next year, I will be recognized at the 1 star level. So that's great news. Okay, this is very easy, very simple. However, if you're a brand new affiliate, hey, it doesn't make sense for you to have to be a star right away to earn that. So we don't have that requirement in place for new affiliates for your first 12 months as an affiliate. There's no requirement for receiving your team commissions. Once you hit that first year, then at that point, you need to be recognized at the star level. The other thing I'll bring up here too is, let's say you start the year off and you're not recognized at the 1 star level or higher. Well, that doesn't mean you won't earn commissions, your team commissions for the whole year. That means as soon as you do earn 1 star, from that point forward in the year, you would earn your team commissions. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, watch this a couple times over, because I know this is kind of using some new concepts associated with the STAR program. So I know you got a lot of kind of new things. Again, they're simple, but they're different and new. So it'll take just a little bit for you to get used to that. But overall, this is a very, very easy program and a much easier program than what you were having to do with Premier Designs. Okay. Now then, let's look though, as we launch this, we're launching in the middle of a calendar year. So it requires a little bit of transition. So what does that mean right now? Well, to transition into this new plan, existing affiliates who enrolled as a jeweler prior to 2020 will need to generate $150 in new volume in a month to receive their team commissions for that month. Okay, let me stop there. You'll need to generate $150 in new volume in a month to receive your team commissions for that month. This is, again, this is simply a bridge to 2021. Okay, so between now through the end of the year, this is how we will transition into the ongoing plan that I just shared with you of requiring yourself to be at the 1 star level. Okay, so 150 in new volume a month, starting September of 20. If you want to earn those commissions for your September 2020, those team commissions, just make sure that you generate 150 in new volume in September. For August, anyone who either A, meets the criteria above, so if you hit 150 in new volume in August, you're great, or because it's kind of new, or if you received team commissions for July 2020. So if you met that, we had some special rules in place for July 2020 for receiving team commissions. If you received your team commissions in July 2020, then you will automatically receive your team commissions for August 2020 as well. Again, this is just to transition for the rest of this year. Okay. So again, this might be something you want to look at a time or two again, just to get used to, and definitely let us know if you have any questions. Important reminder, this is a big difference. Before, with Premier Designs, your CV, that 300 CV requirement, your personal purchases could actually count toward that. Remember, your personal purchases do not count as new volume. So for the rest of this year, as we're looking for 150 in new volume per month, just remember your personal purchases do not count toward that. All right. And again, we've talked about what new volume is. We've got some resources available for you for that. We went through that training in the Devoted debut. So hopefully that makes sense to you. All right. Let's go into just a few of the FAQs that we're receiving. And then, like I said, we'll dive into some more later this week, but wanted to see if these could help you right away. First off, we're hearing from many, my gym members' email is incorrect and they can't log into their customer account. What do I do? Many people are saying, what do I do if they need to change their email address, anything like that? The best thing for you to do right now is just reach out to customer service at the number you see, or you can email them at that email address, okay, to get that changed. if you want to send that information to us. Another thing, people are saying, my gym member, they were looking for that $39 reward credit in their account. Of course, we're seeing a lot of gym members already using that. But if your gym member is not seeing that, your customer needs to make sure that they're logging in. That's the first thing they need to do. There's no way that we can know it's them unless they log in, and they can log in using their gym member credentials. Those still work, okay? And that's how they will see their rewards and their reward plus benefits. Those won't show until we know it's them, okay? Make sure that they're using the correct email and the correct login information. We've had lots of these customers who are either using a different email address, or perhaps somewhere in the past they've actually created multiple accounts, and those are getting merged together and things like that. So just make sure that they're using the right email, right login info. And then at checkout, if someone's checking out and if they have not logged in yet, we're actually going an extra step here. If we see that your email address, if we recognize it, our system says, hey, we've seen this before, it's one of our customers. We're going to remind you, we're going to prompt you to log in, prompt your customer to log in so that they can earn their rewards, use the rewards, take advantage of the free shipping that comes with Rewards Plus, all of that good stuff. So we're actually, if we see that, we're trying to help you out as well and prompt them to do that. So hopefully that will help you. And then we also have several questions on the renewal order, or the first affiliate order, my first order. And we talked about that at our devoted debut, really, really powerful opportunity. Some people are a little confused. They're saying, hey, isn't my renewal order supposed to be 50% off my cost? And no, from the beginning, and even in the examples we showed in the devoted debut, it's 50% off of the retail price of the commissionable items. So you already get 50% off Premier Designs jewelry. That's standard. So what this essentially means is you get, instead of 25% off, you get 50% off everything else, all the other devoted products, okay? But business essentials, just so you know, business essentials are not commissionable items. So they don't receive the discount. This is just going towards those commissionable items. Business essentials are sold at their normal price. All right, and then related to that, we've got some people asking, how often can I apply my renewal order and my first affiliate order discount? Can I save it for later? And the answer to that is no, you can't save it for later. So this applies, this renewal order or your first order, it's applied to your first order after you renew or after you enroll. And it only applies to that order. So it's one of those things, you either, whatever it is, if it's a $50 order retail, then you're going to pay $25, or if you go all the way up to the $1,000 retail, then you'll pay $500. But regardless, it's gone after that until next year. Okay, so it just applies to that first order and only that first order. And hope that makes sense. Okay, and then finally, one that came in, I forgot to use my earned jewelry discounts by July 30th. Can I use it now? And we feel for you, but unfortunately that is not something that you can use now. We at the home office, and I know many field leaders also communicated this very clearly and quite often on the details around those discounts. So we're sorry about that, but we simply can't allow those discounts to be used now as part of Devoted. So you understand that. All right. So be looking for some more. Again, thank you for the questions you're sending us. Thank you so much for submitting anything you want to use in terms of graphics or advertising. It helps us such a great deal to be able to guide you in that. We're happy to do it. Thanks for your patience with that. And otherwise, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job at sharing Devoted, and we're excited about what the rest of this year holds for us as Devoted affiliates.